welcome to my North Knit Corner. I'm Anne, if we haven't met before, and I usually have a podcast here about knitting, but today I really want to organize my stash and try and get a little order in the chaos. I have a lot of yarn, but not that much, but quite a lot. And I have projects in mind for a lot of my stash. But I don't know about you, but I buy yarn for projects, I put them on my shelf, and I kind of forget what I actually bought the yarn for. Because then I get struck by inspiration and I just cast on other things. So some of the yarn I have had in my stash for a long time, and I have had plans for the yarn, and then I can't remember what I actually bought the yarn for, which is stupid. So today I not just want to organize and get my yarn in a little bit of a more ordered way, but I want to also write down projects and the yarn I have for the project. Maybe I'll remember what my plan was for them, hopefully. And I want to make a queue on Ravelry for all of the projects, and so I can have it written up what the yarn is for, and maybe I can eventually get to knitting them too. That would be good, because I want to use my yarn, of course. I love to have my yarn, I love to watch it in my shelf, but I also want to use it. So that's my plan for today. So I thought I would bring you along with me while I do this. Hopefully it will be interesting for you, and maybe you can get some inspiration too. Most of the patterns I've probably shown here before, because I've planned to knit them and bought yarn for them, so I probably talked about them. But hopefully maybe you're new, or maybe you just can get a reminder of some good patterns. Let's start to get all the yarn out of my shelf. I've taken out quite a lot of the yarn from the shelves, but I don't have more space around me here now, so I just have to go through this first, and we'll get to that afterwards. And I also have shelves there on the side and a little yarn wall, so I will try and go through that as well. We'll see how far we get today. But I have my notebook where I will write down the yarn, the project, and of course there will be a lot of yarn that I don't have any plans for too, scraps and stuff like that. And I have my iPad, so I can find things on Ravelry as I need it. So let's just get started. I can start with Drops Air and Sandnes Kos, these kind of glow yarns that I have. I have a lot of them. Most or all of it are leftover from other projects. And I have been thinking, can I maybe use this for the pattern by Joji Locatelli, which I can't remember the name of. I've knitted it before. Instant Crush. The Instant Crush. Maybe I can use these for that. I don't know. It's a DK. So it will be too thick, I think. So maybe that's a bad idea. 5mm needles, 17 stitches. It's 19 stitches, so I think I want to knit a little gauge swatch and see, because I'm a loose knitter too, so we'll have to see. But maybe I will write that down and I will do a gauge swatch. So this is a maybe, and I will put that into my Ravelry queue, and then I can always remove it. So we have to find a place for that. I'm thinking, should I put this back in my shelves? This is a lot of scraps. Should I just put it in a bag or something? Do I want scraps in my shelves? I'm not sure. Yeah, I will put it in my shelf because I have a lot of whole balls of yarn too. Then I have this repurposed yarn from another sweater that I frogged. I have already used half of the repurposed yarn for a vest or a slipover. I'm not sure what to use this for. I was thinking a Norma sweater, I think it's called, by My Favorite Things Knitwear, but I'm not sure I have enough this for the base color or the main color. I'm a little bit afraid it's not enough. So I won't write that down right now, but I know it's enough for another slipover, but I'm not sure I want another slipover in this color. We'll see. But right now I will just put it beside the blow yarn in my shelf. Here are more frogged yarn. I have already used this for a project, and this is the scraps. This is Knitting for Olive, Merino and Mohair together. Don't know what to use this small amount for, so I will put this aside, and this will go in some kind of scrap bag, I think. Then I have Drops Charisma. That is already used for other stuff. Don't know what to use it for. I can knit mittens, maybe hats. I've also used it for Christmas decorations and stuff like that. So this is just for small projects that I decide another time, not today. So I will, again, I don't know. This is both whole balls and balls of yarn and scraps. And I really want my shelves to be organized, not a lot of scraps. But if I put my scraps away, I'm afraid I will forget to use them. And that's not good either. I think I will allow myself to have some scrappy kind of shelves all the way that way. So the nice ones are here where I see them. So I will put this yarn in the shelf here. I have some Drops Flora and some Drops Noor, and the Drops Flora yarn I'm going to use for the Under the Ivy Cowl by Michelle Frazetta. I bought that yarn for that. Under the Ivy Cowl. And I will use this yarn, the green and the I'm not sure which color this is. Not quite marzipan, maybe a beige. Yeah, so this is for the cowl. And then I have some drops snor and another drops flora that I have used before. So I will put this in one shelf together, and not sure what I would use the leftovers for, but we'll see. Actually, I changed my mind about the drop snor. It's a great sock yarn, so I will keep that for socks. I want to keep the commercial sock yarn together, I think. Maybe by weight. Oh, there are so many scraps. I have some Tynn Per Gynt and some from Sandnes Garn and Sandnes alpaca følgetråd, which is like alpaca, thin alpaca strand that you can use instead of mohair. This is scraps, but I can maybe make some fingerless mittens, so I will write that down as an option. Then I have a lot of drops cotton merino. This is going to be a sweater for my son, who is turning 20 in July. And I have decided that I will make him a petite knit pattern. I think it's the key sweater. Let me check. Yeah, key sweater man. I will knit for him in that yarn. So in these colors, I hope. No, sorry. Yeah, these colors. I hope that will be good. Then I have all of this. Most of this is Rauma Finull. I am using that for my square relay blanket. So I have some different colors here. Some is Hillesvåg something. I can't remember which one of the Hillesvåg yarn. But that is the same length, I think, or thickness as the Rauma Finull. And also this is Rauma tråds yarn, I think, which I have dyed myself and is also possible to use for that blanket. So I will keep that together in a shelf. Then I have a lot of silk mohair yarn from different brands. Drops, Dale. Maybe there's some Sandnes Garn here too. It's Viking, Kit Silk. So all of these are leftovers from other projects. I don't have a plan for it. I think. I don't think so. Am I lying? No, I don't have a plan for this. But I can always use mohair for hats and stuff. But I don't have any specific things right now. But there are a lot of whole balls of yarn, so I will have them in a shelf, our own mohair shelf, I think. Actually, guys, this is the same color. It's 4 balls of it, and I think I have bought this when I bought mohair for the frog yarn that I showed you earlier, the brown one that I have already knitted a slip over with, and this is enough to be held together with that frog yarn for something. So this will go with that, or it will go in the mohair shelf, I think, but it's for that, so I have to find a project for it. I want to have a plan. We'll see what that can be. Then I have some BC Garn Bio Balance. I am knitting a Friday tee currently in this combination, and I have a lot of the nature color, so maybe I won't use all of it. So this can maybe be another project. We'll see how much yarn will go into the Friday tee. So I think I will take it out of the bag now and put it somewhere. I have quite a lot of yarn that I have dyed myself too, and it's sock yarn mostly, and I will just keep it on display. I don't know, maybe I should try and sell off some of this. yarn, but I haven't come around to doing that yet. Yeah, this is some of the yarn that I have dyed. This crazy color. Yeah, so I will put it in the shelf now, but maybe I will take some pictures and put it out for sale. Maybe. I have 6 balls of Rauma Fivel in this color, 402. I use this to knit a vest from the Bluebird box. I can't remember the name. Villa vest, maybe. And I bought way too much yarn. I don't know why. So I have 6 balls left. So I could knit another slipover, but again, do I want another slipover in the exact same color? I don't know what to use this for, and I really want to get it out of my stash. So if you have a suggestion, I have 6 balls and it is a DK weight, 100 meter on 50 grams. So I have 600 meters of yarn. Yeah, I don't know. I need a project for it. I wish I could come up with something now, but I don't know. I have to think about this. Then I also have a lot of scraps of Rauma Vamps, because I have been knitting 2 sweaters for my boys, and I'm going to knit one more. It's called the Decemberskog sweater, I believe, by Vivian Aas. I might be wrong. She has 2 sweaters that's very similar. So I think I will use this Rauma Vamps for one of the contrast color in my next sweater that I'm going to knit for my 17-year-old. But the rest of the scraps, I have no idea what to use for. This can become mittens, I think. So I think I can make some mittens, or I can make some like seating pads. I don't know what you call it in English, but you bring them when you go out hiking and you can sit on them. And I think this will work good for that, because you can felt it. So maybe that, or maybe mittens. I have this beautiful plant dyed yarn. I used it for some mittens. This is a yarn from Hillesvåg as well. I don't remember what kind of yarn it is. I don't have the tag, but I think I have it in Ravelry. So this can become another pair of mittens, but I don't know what kind of mittens. But I think I will write it down anyway, because actually I think I will do that with all of the things that I know I have enough yarn for something, because then I can look on Ravelry and try and figure out what I can use it for. So I have a plan with it. The plan can change, of course, but it's nice to have a plan. I love planning. Then it's the sock yarn. If you've been here before, you know I like to knit socks. So the sock yarn will be used, but I have quite a lot, and I have a lot of scraps. So I should have been knitting a lot of scrap socks. And I even have some frogged sock yarn here. And I have a box. I don't really like this box, but I don't know how to keep all of the scraps. If not, but maybe I can try and organize it a bit. You know, I have scraps, I've used it, I just have to use it right away, or it won't be used. I don't know, how do you do this? Do you have a scrap box with all of your scraps? Do they get used right away? What do you do? I think I have to take the yarn that is the same, like this Alpaca Magic, for example, and find it all and put it in a bag. So I have the yarn together, so I don't separate the same yarn weight. You can see I have this yarn, but it's the same yarn, so I can use it together. So I will find some like Ziploc bags to put it in, I think, like these from IKEA, and I can keep it together. And I don't know, I can put it in the shelf, but maybe I can make, I have this Kallax hylle, as you see, and I can put the little boxes in and maybe make our own sock yarn box. That would be good. Muka has joined us. We'll see how that will go with all of this yarn here on the floor. It's such a mess around me now, but he is here. He needs some company. Yeah, you need some company. You do. Right. Hello. Oh, yeah. Can you go and find a place to sleep, please? So this is my box of scraps. Oh, sorry, I've taken his bed too, full of stuff. Here you go. This is a lot of different things. I don't know if I'll go through them today. We'll see. I feel like this can go on for a long time, but I will put this all out and I will use this as my sock scrap box, and we'll find another box for this when I feel like it. So I didn't go by brand, but I did go by DK weight and fingering weight sock yarn, which I have now all the scraps in bags, and I will have it in this basket that I will put in my shelf, so that I know when I'm going to knit socks, I can go there and find sock yarn. So that would be good, I think. Then I don't have to have it in that stupid box or in my shelf, other than in this box, which is nice. Then I have a lot of sock yarn that is neutral colors that I have bought just to have available to me when I want to knit socks. I often use these kind of colors, so it's nice to have. So I have some Drops Fiesta, Drops Fabel, and I have some Sandnes Sisu, I think. Yes. So this will be in my shelf. Then there is this. I have more yarn here. This is what I love about my knitting room. This gives me so much inspiration, having this yarn here. And I have plans for some of it I don't know. But I will tell you, this gray yarn is Drops Nord. I am going to use this as a main color for the sweater called Lilac Light Sweater by Alex Beard. And I have been thinking about using a color that I will find here for the, I don't think it's quite color work, it's something else, but it's a very, very beautiful sweater. I have had this plan for such a long time, and if you have been here before, you heard me talk about it several times in probably several plans videos, but that is still the plan. We'll see. Maybe you can see what this is left over from. From my beautiful Revieres tea by Hanna Lubben. Percard knitwear. I have enough to make another top of some sort, but I don't know which top, so I will write it down because I do that now, and I will try and figure out what to do with this yarn. I hope you can hear me when I stand here, but this is my temperature blanket yarn, so this can just stay here. This is sock yarn, which I will use for some socks. This is also sock yarn, and sock yarn. This is, yeah, Sundays Double Sunday. And is this too? Yeah, this is also double Sunday, so not sock yarn. So this can become something. I have 3 balls of this knitting for olive merino, and this I have been thinking will be this twisted loop. I will write it on the screen. I have knitted it before. I wasn't quite happy with how it was sitting on me, so I want to knit it again in this. I have 7 of this discontinued color in Sunday Sunday. I have no idea what to use for this for, so another one to figure out. Then I have this beautiful hand-dyed yarn from Fuel Fibers. My plan is to use it for the sweater that's called Lotus Blood sweater by Vivian Oss. So the contrast color, but then I received in a gift another Fuel Fibers, so I'm not sure which I will use. I haven't bought the main color yet, so that is something to do this summer, because hopefully I will go to the Sandnes garden place outlet they have this summer when we go on vacation, and they have a big like outlet section, so maybe I can find some good prices on yarn there for this, and this will be one of the things I will buy. But I don't know which I will use for my contrast color. They are both so beautiful. So one will be a contrast color in that sweater, and the other will be a contrast color for something else. Then I got this in a gift in March from a friend. I don't know what to do with these either, and maybe they should be together, or maybe they should be in different projects. It's sock yarn. It's the Winter Vandre from Rauma. It's a sock yarn without nylon in it, but it's supposed to be very good for socks, even though it's no nylon or nothing to reinforce it. But I have I don't know if I want to make socks, because the yarn is so beautiful. It's hand dyed by a lady called Anne in Skaperkraft. So this has to come into a project. I have this Highland wool left from Viken hat that I knit. This is hand dyed by Hettestrikk. I also have this from Hettestrikk, which is the exact same color, which I got in a Christmas surprise. This is HS Angel Fluff, super baby alpaca, silk and cashmere. Very soft. Not sure if I'm going to hold them together or not. Maybe there's enough for a little shawl or scarf. Now this yarn that's on my shelf, it's Tynn Line, is already in a project that has been hibernating since last spring, summer. Oh, I was not as far as I thought. But I will pick this back up now and knit on this so I can use it this summer. I don't remember the name of the pattern, but it's by Kutova Kika. So that will be finished soon. And then I have this Roma Pandora in this color, which is 100% Pima cotton. I have 4 of these, and this can become a summer top, but I don't know what top I should knit. So I have to figure that out. I have this beautiful yarn. This is Filcolana Panilla. This is left over from a sweater I knit by Florence Miller. And I think this can be a very nice baby sweater. Maybe Holger by Petite Knit. Then I have some beautiful hand spun. This is by Brie in Doodlebug Yarn Co. I've had this in my stash for a few years. I've knitted the cowl by Andrea Mowry, Shifty cowl, I think it's called. And I also use this for a sweater. And I still have a lot left. And this is such a treasure in my stash, but I want to use it for something. I just don't know what. I was thinking about making another shifty, but I already do have a shifty in this. So, but I want to find a project because it's so beautiful and it's really worth using for something. The yarn you can see over here is Filcolana Arvetta mostly, so that is of course for socks, but I also do have a sweater quantity in the dark green. I don't know if you can see it there, so that also can become a sweater or something. And then let's look at the wall. Here at my yarn wall I have some yarn that I want to use for the Fidalgo pullover by Michelle Facetta. Beautiful hand-dyed yarn from Garn Boutique in Fortuna in the color Järnoxid. Don't know what that is in English. I need to get a mohair to hold with this, and that is not easy to find something that matches, but I'm on the hunt. So this beautiful yarn, it's been in my stash for over a year now. I'm thinking that this will become the Market Henley, I think it's called, and I'm blanking on the designer's name, but with short sleeves. I'm thinking, because I only have 2 skeins of this, so that is what I'm thinking, because I'm loving my Market Henley with long sleeves. It's so airy and nice to wear, so I'm thinking a top or short sleeve Market Henley would be very nice. If you were here in my last episode, you know I had a coffee incident with this yarn. I was knitting a salty air tea by Samantha Gurin, and it spilled coffee all over, and I had to try and wash it and get it out. I don't know if I managed to get all of the coffee stains out, but I'm thinking I'm going to try and knit another salty air tea. Yeah, the other skeins I have, I don't have any thoughts about. It's things that I have been or won or gotten in giveaways. So this is Isa Gotwini. It's actually 510 meters for 100 grams. So it can become a shawl, scarf maybe. Yeah, it's a little rustic, but it doesn't bother me too much. So maybe that's a plan. And this one I also won. This is again from Garn Boutique in Fortuna. This is a Highland wool, 200 meters for 100 grams, and it's called Gold with this zebra stripes. So I have no plan for this. It's been a few days since I organized and tried to clean up my stash a little bit. I have shared some patterns with you while I have organized my stash. But now I've had some time to look at Ravelry and look at all of my scrap yarn mostly, and found some patterns that I maybe will knit, hopefully. At some point I made a queue in Ravelry with all of the projects that I have yarn for and that I have found, and I want to share them with you. So hopefully you can get some inspiration, and I will maybe get to these at some point, but I have a lot. I don't know how many I ended up on, but I think it's like 14 projects or something, and who knows, but it would be great to try and knit up some of all of these scraps that I have too, because yeah, I want them to become something and not just be yarn in my stash that I never use because there are leftover from other projects. I want to use the beautiful yarn. So I have my pad here with the Ravelry up, so I can see what I talk about and refer to that. I won't share too much details about each pattern, just quickly show you yarn for most of it and the pattern names and so on. I will link to my Ravelry queue. I think that's possible, so you can see what I have in my queue, so you can find more information there about the patterns if you want to. The first is this yarn that I showed you already, the Drops Baby Merino that I have in brown and white. So I found a pattern called the Maritime. It's by Trine Brøndum Nordholt. It's a free pattern on Filcolana's website, which is great. A lot of the patterns I have found is free. Some of them are not, but yeah. So here's its possibilities to knit. This is knitted in white and blue Maritime, which is really beautiful, but I want to use this. So hopefully that's good too. So the brown is what I have most of, so that will be the base color. And then the stripy or the waves will be the white. The next one I don't have a pattern for. I just have a lot of line, Sandnes line and Dropspell in different colors. So I'm thinking I'm going to try and just make a simple stripy top without a pattern. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I couldn't find something that I could use, so I'm just going to try and make one myself. I don't know if these colors will go together. I have most of this coral. I have one more ball of this, but I'm thinking a top with stripes in different lengths, different width, maybe you say. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes, to try and do something without a pattern again. Then I want to do the Sofarine by Audrey Borrego. I've done this before. It's a very nice, like short sleeve top with a v-neck, and the version she has is with stripes, so that's very nice. I have a thin line. Let's see, where is, I'm sitting on it. I have thin line in this ochre color and the brown. The ochre I have a lot of, and then a little bit of the brown. So I'm thinking I will make it with ochre as the main color and then the brown as the stripes. If I have enough, I'm not sure, but I want to try and do that. I really like the version I already have, which I knitted in Drops Flora. So hopefully I will like this as well. Hi, Anne from the future here. I have forgot 2 patterns that I really wanted to share with you as well. I have some silk mohair that I want to use to knit a very sheer, is that what you say? A very see-through mohair top with 1 strand of mohair to just have over another top. And the blouse is called the Airy Blouse by Dragon Fruit Knitting. Looking at my notes here. And yeah, I really like it. It's really simple and you need very little mohair. So I'm going to use some of my leftover mohair for that. And then I also have the CTE Snob Merino yarn that's in the color Ranunkel, which I showed you earlier. I had knitted the what's it called again? The top I was wearing the first day by Herb Garden Knitwear. I had knitted in that yarn, and I have 1.5 skein left that I want to use. So I want to knit something more by Audrey Borrego. I want to knit the Sintara. Yeah, it's a very nice top with some structure on it. So yeah, that's my plan for that yarn. So I think I have remembered to talk about everything now. Yeah, just want to share them with you too. Then the next one, I want to use Sunnes Sunday. That yarn I have forgotten to take with me in here. But I have Sunnes Sunday, which is not a scrap yarn at all. I have 7 or 8 balls of the color 2564 Chocolate Truffle. I bought it on sale with no plan in mind. But now I have found a plan, I think. I want to knit the Haru V-neck by Monmi. Sorry, I have to just... Manmi Choi. And I really like it. It has this V-neck with where the like, I don't know if you call it a Henley, but it crosses over, and the color crosses over each other. So I really like that look, and it is also a free pattern. All of the patterns I've talked about now is free. And this is also a free pattern. So what I need to do, I need to get a mohair, I think, for this to hold together with the Sunnes Sunday. So that's a plan. I'm very excited for this, but I guess it'll have to wait until the fall. But I think that will be a very, very nice sweater. I really like the look of this Haru V-neck. Next one is with a lot of Sunnes Sunday and Drops Flora in different colors. So I want to do the Elanid. Just have to check my notes. By Audrey Borrego again. She has a lot of free patterns, or all of her patterns are free. So there's a wonderful selection there. So I have chosen several of her patterns. So the Elanid is great, like basic top. I think it's knitted top down, hopefully. Simple top down raglan, it says, which is perfect for these. And I'm going to knit because it's a fingering weight pattern. And she has a striped version here. I was inspired to use all of these. So maybe it will be funny, look funny, and maybe it will be okay. Maybe it will be a great like sweater to wear at home. Anyway, I just want to use up this yarn. So that's what I'm going to do, hopefully. Next up is a scarf or a shawl. It's also by Audrey Borrego. It's called Boudoir. And I have, as I show you, a lot of these lamb's wool. Sorry, it's still in the bag, but you can see I have lamb's wool from Guld in Denmark. In Denmark. Speaks a little bit of Norwegian, a little bit of English. Denmark, yes. And I also have some holes, super soft. And I think these can go together because it's blue and gray. And I want to make this scarf. It has, let me see what it says here. Sorry, I'm looking down a lot. It features an all-over slip stitch texture, which can be knitted in a variety of color arrangements, which is great. Using a minimum of 2 colors and up to many leftovers. So this sounds like a perfect shawl for my leftovers here. Yeah, the shawl size is adjustable and the pattern instructions allow to use any amount of yarn. Pattern provides charted as well as written instructions, which is great. So I think this will be a good one to knit. And I'm excited to use it. This is a very luxury yarn for me. This costs me so much. I bought it several years ago. I was very influenced, I have to say. And I bought it from Denmark and there were taxes and I was, not prepared for that. So this cost me quite a lot, so I want to use it. I've already used it in a shawl, which is beautiful, but it will be great to have another one knit up in this yarn. Then another yarn that I didn't bring in here. I'm not sitting in my ordinary or my normal knitting corner today. But I have this beautiful fluff yarn I showed you. It's a brown, it's alpaca, silk and cashmere yarn. Just one skein, 400 meters. And I want to make a little scarf, I think. I couldn't find anything that I really wanted to knit. So I have decided again, I want to try and make a little pattern of my own. A little scarf with maybe some little pointelle or something in it. We'll see what I can manage to make, but it's fun to try. The next one, I have not the yarn here with me. I'm so not prepared for this. I had some Rauma Fivel yarn left over from another slipover or vest that I knitted in this dark blue color. And I want to knit the Sally vest by Annabelle Williams. It's another free pattern, or you have to sign up for a newsletter or something and then you get the pattern for free. And yeah, I think this will be very nice. It has it's a vest with buttons in the front, and after knitting the Ravenna sleeveless by Michelle Frazetta, I've knitted one and I'm knitting a second one now, which also have these buttons in front. I really like that style, so I think this will be a good more fall and winter slipover or vest with the buttons that I can have for fall and winter. So I'm excited to try that out as well. So another free pattern there. And then I have written down some patterns I've already talked about with you, so I won't share them again. But then I also showed you this yarn, which is Sandnes Tynpergynt, and I have some Sandnes alpaca følgetråd, which is like an alpaca strand that you can use instead of a mohair. I want to knit some fingerless gloves, and I want to knit the Cloudburst mittens by Ariane Gray. Another free pattern, very beautiful, delicate fingerless mittens with beautiful lace on top. I know many people have knitted a lot of these and are very happy with them. And they take so little yarn, it looks like. So I think this will be perfect for that. And I do have a vest in this, so I can have a vest and matching fingerless mittens if I want to. Or maybe it will just be a gift, who knows. And then I also have some other yarn that I obviously didn't take with me. Some plant-dyed yarn that I have used to knit up some mittens with before, and I have a lot left, so I have enough for another pair of mittens. So I've decided to knit Clover Mittens by Vivian Aas. It's a paid for pattern, but it's also only in Norwegian. But it's a very nice flower motif or clover motif up on the mittens, which I really like. So it maybe not the colors are the best for this motif, I'm not sure. The base will be green and then the flowers will be white. I'm not sure if that will look good, but I'll try, see, maybe, if it will be okay. But at least that's what I want to knit with those. I also have some unspun yarn, which I forgot to show you because it was on the top of my shelf, and I didn't actually do anything with my top of my shelf. I think it's on the top of my shelf, I hope so. If not, I don't know where it is. But I have a big cake that I bought at the Hillesvåg mill, and I want to do the Always West by Anna Daku, the Bluebird box. It's been a plan for a long time, I just haven't gotten around to it, and also I'm a little bit afraid that I don't have enough yarn. I am going to Bergen this summer on vacation, which is where the Hillesvåg mill is. So I could go there and try and get another cake of yarn. Of course, there will probably be a different dye lot because I bought the other one a couple of years ago. So that can maybe be a little issue, but I should have enough. But I'm not sure. And also this hand spun is 2 strands of yarn together, so you can take it apart and I can hold it with a mohair, for example, and then I will have enough. But the thought of taking these 2 strands apart in that yarn, that really doesn't, it just goes apart, and just by looking at it, it feels like it's so delicate. I'm not sure I'm gonna use my time doing that. Yeah, so I have to think about that. But now I have a lot of plans here. I've talked about a lot of patterns, and also I've talked a lot about patterns before in this episode. So yeah, I think I'll have to wrap up this little stash, or I don't know if it's little or long, I have no idea. But hopefully you found it interesting, and hopefully you found some inspirations, maybe some new patterns you hadn't seen before. And yeah, thank you so much for watching if you're still here. If you liked this episode, I also have podcast episodes here around every other week where I talk about all of my knitting. I have really enjoyed knitting a lot lately, which I always do, but I have really, the summer knitting bug. I think I want to cast on all the summer things, so that's very fun. So please join me if you would like to in my next podcast episode. Like, subscribe, all of these YouTube things, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye everyone.